Well, financial independence has never been more important than it is today. You just have to look at the headlines to see the rising costs of everything, mass layoffs. There's economic uncertainty everywhere. And the thing that's the most important is your own financial security and how you and your family will weather any economic storm.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about our story, how we achieve financial independence, and give you guys 5 tips to start you on your own journey.
But let's start from the beginning and tell you a little bit about our story. I have a background on IT and I had my business on IT consulting while Christine was working with law enforcement.
Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty secure job, but Jean was his own boss. He had his own business. So if he was unable to secure any type of contract, then that meant that all we had was my salary. And we knew that even that, if I got hurt or something like that, wasn't a guarantee. So we wanted to be able to ensure that we would be okay regardless of what happened with either one of our income.
Because at the end of the day, we had a goal in mind. Both of us did not want to work until we were 65. What have we done? We made a plan.
Yeah, and that plan involved many steps, but the main ones were to live below our means, save as much as we could, invest that money, and ensure that we could retire early as soon as possible, becoming financially independent and no longer dependent on anyone else.
Yeah, but the question is, why do we need to focus and why do you need to focus on financial independence?
Well, in today's world, it's not just about retiring early and traveling the world. It's really about your financial security. It doesn't take much to look at a news headline and see mass layoffs, surprise layoffs, high inflation, tariffs that are going to increase cost of living for everyone. And without the financial security, your level of stress is just going to go up and up. So really, financial independence is more about financial security.
Yeah, it less stress in your life. You might still be stressed. Don't get us wrong. This is how we
That's
feel.
just life.
But at the end of the day, you are living a toxic environment. You're living something that you didn't even want to work for anymore. It's just like dragging every single day to go to your work.
Yeah, and I think what we get a lot is, oh, you're so lucky you're able to travel and you're able to do that. Well, yeah, we are very lucky and we truly do appreciate it, but it came with a lot of hard work. And what we always tell people is that we did it, anybody can do it, and it's achievable if you sort of follow some of the 5 steps or tips that we're going to give you guys right now.
Yeah. And before even going through these tips, how do you know this? Go back at the beginning of 2020 or 2021. When we started this channel, we were still working on the same way that you guys are. And here we are in 2025. We achieved financial freedom because we did follow these 5 tips that you're going to be sharing with you.
The first tip is, maybe it's the most obvious, but live below your means. I don't know about any of you, but whenever I received my annual increase, I always thought, now I can take that extra trip, or I can buy some more clothes, or I can get that new piece of furniture to replace one that's perfectly fine. I wasn't living below my means. I was basically spending whatever I was earning. And that's not going to get you to financial independence. What you need to do is live below your means. Just because you earn the money doesn't mean you need to spend it all. And I think that's something that many of us are guilty of, and I know that I definitely was. So by living below your means, that actually means that you're able to do step number 2.
Yeah, and the second one is save and invest aggressively. It was not the case with us before. Once we decided to work towards our financial independence, we knew that it is something that we could do. And what have we done? We saved and invested. And I'm going to give you a few examples. We used to have 2 cars. And what have we done? Well, we sold 1 car. And by selling 1 car, we've got the profit from selling, as well as insurance that we did not have to pay, as well as maintenance that we did not have to pay, and everything in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not to mention that we lived on 1 income. So what we ended up doing is we went back to that live below your means, and we figured The salary that I was bringing in was sufficient for the two of us to live a very comfortable life on. And anything that Jean earned was what we would invest into our future. So that's what we did. We did save and invest quite aggressively.
Because compound interest is your friend. So let's go to the next step, to another way that you can do, which is eliminate debt.
Yeah, here we are again, back to what we were also guilty of. When we started this journey, as many of you know, we had over $60,000 worth of consumer debt. That's not a little bit of money that we owed. And that debt was accumulating interest each and every month. And it's hard when you're in that type of debt to see a way out. But I can tell you that as soon as we made it a priority to start paying it off, and once that last payment came where our credit cards were cleared and that line of credit was gone, the sense of relief was enormous. I don't think I've felt that happy in a really long time. Just knowing that we no longer owed anything on our consumer debt was a huge relief, a huge stress relief.
The money that we used to pay debt, we used that money to invest.
So we were investing Jean's salary, and then everything that we had been putting towards the debt also went towards investing, and so on and so on. And that compound interest kicked in.
Now let's talk about income streams. And everybody knows nowadays only relying in one source of income is something that is quite, should I say, dangerous?
Yeah, it is quite dangerous, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. We just spoke about mass layoffs. We just spoke about potentially getting hurt at work and not being able to go to that job. And if that's your only source of income, well, and you're quite vulnerable.
That's exactly what we did when we changed our mindset. We created new income streams. Let's talk about our own experience. And the first one is with YouTube. It does not make us a lot of money, but at the end of the day, is money coming towards to help us a little bit.
Yeah, and when we were still back home, I was flipping furniture in my spare time to bring in extra money. Jean was working a second job on weekends and in the evenings to earn extra money. We rented out a portion of our home to earn extra money. So there's a lot of ways to try and generate some like a secondary income stream or multiple income streams to just help safeguard you in the event that if something happens to your main source of income, there's backups.
Yeah, and we also created another source of income stream, which is being smart about the use of credit cards. For every single transaction that we've had coming out of our wallet, we wanted to receive a point or mile back, because we also wanted to take advantage of those points and miles towards our travel, which is basically what we are doing now.
Yeah, and if you have zero interest in travel, or if you're more concerned about financial security, you don't need to worry about travel points and miles. There's a lot of ways out there that you can earn cash back to help pay your bills each and every month, and then you can save some of your income from your job to put towards other areas or into your savings. So don't discount the use of credit cards to earn cash back or points and miles, because they are a very lucrative income stream.
And the last step is basically having a clear plan.
If you don't have a goal, and if it's not something that you are passionate about achieving, it's really hard to stay on track. So what Jean and I did is, from the very beginning, we envisioned what we wanted our future to look like. We gave ourselves a date that we wanted to achieve things by, and then systematically work towards each of those goals. Yeah. And I think just based on our personalities, that really helped us to achieve each goal. And each goal spurred us and gave us more energy to get to the next goal and the next goal. And before we knew it, we were actually 4 years ahead of what we had anticipated our financial independence date being.
Yeah. And for every step that you do, you got to go and celebrate these wins. It doesn't matter if it's big one or if it's short one or a small one. At the end of the day, you gotta celebrate. Life keeps moving, life keeps going, and you have to celebrate these wins.
Yeah, make sure it's not all work, right? Make sure you reward yourself at the end of the day. It helps keep you motivated. So if you're serious about financial independence, start today. Take these 5 steps, implement them into your life, and move forward. Let us know in the comments down below, what are you doing in order to achieve financial independence right now?
We know it's not easy. We are here for you. If you want to talk to us, send us an email to info@firegold.com and let's connect. You are not alone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Bye.